Hi Chart users. Many traders and teachers try to avoid analyzing the depth of market because unlike the order flow, the depth of market keeps on changing and is sometimes even used to manipulate and deceive. But it will be negligent of us as traders to ignore this half of the market. One of the tools that we developed to help us vigilantly analyze the data that is available to us about the limit orders that are resting on the DOM is the depth sum study. The basic function of the depth sum study is to sum up the number of contracts that are sitting on the DOM ladder waiting to get filled on the bid side and on the ask side. But using a few configurable parameters, we can tweak this basic data to tell us more than this. The information conveyed from this study is displayed both as this vertical bar here and as the lines on the subgraphs down here. Let's take a look at the subgraphs. This subgraph is configured to inform us about the depth of market at levels that are relatively far from the current spread, and this subgraph tells us about the depth at the levels that are more in the vicinity of the current spread. We differentiate between the two because farther away resting orders that stick out with their size are often connected to synthetic counterposition for options created by market makers, and in our experience often act as attractors, while the near resting orders tend to act more as a wall surrounding the session's developing range. For the nearby pressure subgraph, we use 1 for only count larger than this, because for the near levels we want to include small values too. But for these nearby 28 depth levels, we only count depth values up to 300 contracts. Those are obviously values that we use for the ES. With other contracts, we may require different values. The reason for limiting the max numbers of limit orders is that we don't want one or two levels with extreme values to skew the sum that we get here. On the other hand, for the instance of the study that we use on the far target subgraph, we set 200 for the input only count larger than this, because we are only on the lookout for large depth values to sum up, and at the same time, we also limit maximum contracts until bid-ask levels, because in this case, we also want to limit the near depth values. This way, only larger than 200 values from the far levels will influence the sum. For the first input, we use 200 in both cases because this is the total number of depth levels on the bid side and on the ask side that we want the study to add up. Please note that not all data feed providers offer data for so many depth levels. The last input, bar's horizontal position, refers to the distance of this bar from the left edge of the chart. The values are between 0 to 150. What this bar shows is the current values of the depth sums calculated according to the settings that we've discussed. The top part shows the ask portion, and the bottom part shows the bid portion. So it gives us a good visualization of the difference between the sum of the bid side and the sum of the ask side. On the subgraph tab, we can set the colors and width of the ask and bid lines that show on the subgraphs here and here. As always, please note that changing the settings may result in different signals, and there are no correct or holy grail settings. Rather, it should be a process of getting familiarized with different settings and learning to read what information they convey to you. We believe that it is crucial to use this study in conjunction with the current market context, and it should not be used as standalone buy or sell signals. The Eagle studies are designed to generate information about the price action, order flow, and sometimes also depth of market related situations that are very hard to spot with the naked eye in real time. You'll find reference to all the technical aspects of the studies in the documentation. The Eagle studies form the backbone of the Falcon Chartbook. If you wish to get a better understanding of this study and its use in conjunction with other custom tools in trading, then my partner Chaba can guide you, and you'll find his contact details at the welcome message that you received when you bought the package. That's it. I hope it was helpful.